Good afternoon. My name is Joe Curtatone. I am the mayor of the city of Somerville. I'm joined here today by representatives of the Somerville Police Department, Captain Charles Stefano, Detective Alex Capobianco, Deputy Chief Paul Upton. From the Somerville Fire Department, Chief Engineer Kevin Kelleher, Deputy Fire Chief Sullivan, and Fire Captain Lampley, as well as state troopers assigned to the State Office of the Fire Marshal. Also joined by a representative of the Cambridge Police Department, Joe Wilson, who will be arriving shortly, as well as members of the Board of Aldermen. To my left are the aldermen from Ward 2, where most of these fires, if not all, have occurred. Marion Houston, and the Ward 1 alderman, Maureen Bastardi, representing the Board of Aldermen, as well as Fire Marshal Steve Cohn. We've convened this press briefing today to provide an update to the Somerville community in regards to 9 fires that have occurred in the city between June 27th and August 18th. Now, as is procedure with every fire, each has undergone or remains under investigation. However, due to the number of these fires occurring in a short period of time, there has, understandably, been a lot of public discussion and curiosity surrounding the nature of these events. Between June 27th and August 18th, 9 fires were recorded in the city of Somerville. At this time, 3 of these fires have conclusively been ruled accidental, including yesterday's fire on Belmont Street. Of the remaining 6, 3 are considered arson at this time, and 3 remain under investigation. Due to the ongoing investigations, we will not release further details about the nature of these fires or disclose which of the fires are designated as arson. The Somerville Police and Fire Departments continue to work with the State Fire Marshal's Office and with our jurisdictional partners at the state and federal levels to investigate and pursue any and all information and leads in regards to these events. Our request to the public at this time is to remain vigilant and follow proper fire safety tips and protocols to avoid unnecessary fires. Additionally, if you see or hear about any suspicious activity, please call the Somerville Police or the arson hotline immediately. A reward of up to $5,000 is being offered by the State Fire Marshal's Office. And the city of Somerville is offering up to an additional $10,000 for anyone with information that leads to the arrest and prosecution of any individual associated with these fires. Safety tips and phone numbers will be disseminated to all of you and to the public. It will be made available on the city website, www.somervillema.gov, and on city's Facebook feeds. Again, we want to urge residents to remain vigilant and to take proper precautions, such as making sure all your doors and windows of your home are locked, removing overstuffed furniture and grills from porches, and removing flammable materials from the exterior of your home. At this time, we are available for some questions. Yes, Chris.
Could you just repeat, you said 3 are considered arson, 3 are still under investigation, 3 are considered accidental?
Yes, 3 are accidental, 3 are considered arson, 3 are still under investigation, deemed suspicious.
Can you say which ones were accidental?
The Belmont Street fire, I'll defer to the State Fire Marshal and Chief Kelleher.
Hi, Kevin Kelleher, Somerville Fire Chief. The fires that have been determined to be accidental were at 151 College Avenue, the recent fire yesterday on Belmont Street, and the fire last Tuesday morning on Bank Street.
Do you have any information exactly how much damage these have caused in homes, residents displaced?
Not at this time, but I think as you saw from the Clark Street fire, the potential in any community, especially the most densely populated community in New England, we've really dodged a bullet here. There's certainly significant monetary damage and structural damage. You can fix that, and for the most part replace that. You cannot replace human lives of the residences or first responders, so we've really dodged a bullet thus far. We haven't kept quiet about the fires being suspicious. We've been diligent in providing information to public as to what to look out for, steps they can take to promote safety and protect themselves. But we are under an investigation. And whatever we do, and whenever we disseminate information, we do not want to compromise any investigation. But make no mistake, the safety, health, and well-being of the public at large and the men and women who work in the city of Someville and all first responders is paramount.
Is there anything more? I know you're trying to strike a balance without giving too much away on those players, but just in terms of giving the public some practical information about taking precautions, like is there a time of day that they're happening where people should be more on the lookout, or in certain neighborhoods, certain streets?
I'm going to defer at this time to both the State Fire Marshal and Deputy Chief Paul Upton.
Thank you, Mayor. The answer first to the question is that the details that you ask are really too close to the investigation at this time. I think the more general way to answer that and properly to answer that is that people always should have vigilance within the neighborhoods where fires have occurred and throughout the city for that matter. I'd like to add a couple comments to the mayor's remarks and to indicate that this is a very active multi-jurisdictional investigation. At the request of the Somerville authorities, the State Fire Marshal's Office has joined with them, in addition to representatives from the federal ATF. We are working very closely together to investigate each and every one of these fires independently and to look at the possible causes to those that remain under investigation at this time. I think we have to realize that arson is a solvable crime. You only have to look back to last winter when here in Massachusetts we had one of the largest serial arson cases ever to attack us here in our state or across the country for that matter, where more than 30 fires were set in, again, southeastern Massachusetts. Our investigators, again, joining with local officials, were able to bring closure to that case. And that is the type of work that goes on each and every day and night when investigators are, in fact, working multiple arsons in a community or in an area. So it is important, as the mayor said, for the residents to remain vigilant. Let's start with their own safety. It's important that people check to ensure that they have operating smoke alarms so that if a fire does occur, whether it be accidental or whether it be a deliberately set fire, the important thing is early warning and to escape that burning building. So again, check batteries, make sure detectors are installed in the proper places, make sure they're operational. Take time to create an escape plan. It is not the time to learn the way out of a home at 3 a.m. when smoke is banking down in rooms and hallways. That's something that needs to be done ahead of time so that all family members and all residents of buildings understand the best way to escape from that burning dwelling and to have a second method of escape in case the fire is blocking the primary exit. So do that as an activity now in preparation for the possibility of fire occurring. As to the investigation itself, we have the arson hotline and we have the arson reward program. And I would ask anyone who has information relative to these fires to use our arson hotline if they wish at 1-800-682-9229. Again, 1-800-682-9229. And there is a reward, as the mayor indicated, for information that comes forward that leads to the arrest and conviction of persons responsible for those fires. And I commend the city, I commend the mayor for adding to that reward. It is sometimes extremely valuable that the monetary aspect of that reward program brings information forward. Most importantly, we seek the public's help. And in situations like this, it may just be a little piece of information that's the final bit of that puzzle that leads to an arrest. So people need to be vigilant. They need to call. And anytime anyone sees anything, it may even be very innocent in nature, but it might mean something very important to the investigators. Reach out, call 911, have information looked at and vetted. And thank you.
Do you believe that the suspicious fires
At this time, it would be too close to the investigation to speak specifically to them. At this time, they're all being investigated as separate fires, and we're not prepared to release information that may or may not link them together.
For the mayor, can you tell me how in the loop you were in the decision and how?
Please repeat that question.
Can you tell me how much in the loop you were?
I'm kept in the loop real time on what is happening. At this time, I do want to introduce two more speakers. First, the Chief Engineer of the Someville Fire Department, Kevin Kelleher.
Thank you. I'd like to just echo what the fire marshal said and the mayor said, that fire safety must be proactive. You see 9 fires, you see 3 different labels placed on them. Most important thing is what's already been said here today. Make sure that people have working smoke detectors. Doesn't matter what the cause of the fire is, you got to get out of the building. Same with the escape plan. Big cause of fires in the state, smoking. Fire yesterday we attribute to smoking. And it's not just, your own self habits, it's people that live in your dwellings. People should be vigilant to make sure that people are properly extinguishing cigarettes. Another problem we see in the city here, and like the mayor said, closely built together, inside furniture on exterior porches, overstuffed furniture. Cause of a 4-alarm fire in Jamaica Plain yesterday. Big problem, especially in a college community. Grills on porches, we address that very strictly in Somerville. Accumulation of debris. If there's nothing there, there's nothing to burn. The other problem in Somerville, or a lot of older communities, is electrical wiring. People should be vigilant about electrical wiring. One of the recent fires was attributed to wiring. Simple things that people can do to make themselves safer. So no matter what the cause of the fire, the important thing is to be safe. And that's the message we want to get out to people, to be very vigilant about themselves. They can prevent accidental fires. Thank you.
And I'll now introduce the Deputy Chief of the Somerville Police Department, Deputy Chief Paul Upton, who can update you as to the status of the investigation. Deputy.
Good afternoon. Since June 27th, as in any other fire in the city, we've been working very closely with the Somerville Fire Investigation Unit, State Fire Marshal's Office, our regional partners. The Cambridge Police Department has been a strong partner of ours on all kinds of investigations, including this one. In this case, some federal resources also involving the FBI and the ATF. We put a lot of time and effort into this investigation, like we do any other. In these cases here, we need to rely on the public to give us any information that they may have. I'm going to echo what the fire marshal said, that sometimes a piece of information that a member of the public will have that they think is insignificant can be an important piece of a very big, complex puzzle. So we're urging anyone who has information about any fires that have occurred in Somerville or anywhere else to please call 911, or not an emergency or not a suspicious condition. They can call our business number 617-625-1212. Thank you.
Again, I'll summarize by stating this. The purpose today is to assure the public that we will spare no resource or expense working with our regional partners, state and federal, to apprehend any perpetrator or perpetrators who are causing these events. This is a very serious situation, and we ask the public for their assistance. We ask you to stay calm and please follow the safety tips, the common sense safety tips that we have put forth here today. And no piece of information is insignificant, and if you've seen or heard anything or concerned, please call the numbers that have been stated today or be provided to you as well following today's briefing. Are there any other questions?
For you to explain how
No. Again, every event follows a particular pattern of investigation, and the one thing we do not want to do is jump to conclusion when any fire occurs.
Regarding the 3 fires that have been arson, you can't say which fires those are, but you say you want to give the public, you wouldn't telling the public which fires those are.
No, I understand the question, and it's not irrelevant. However, we need to make sure that whatever we do not compromise any investigation put forth. What we want the public to know is we've determined 3 of these fires to be arson, 3 are suspicious and under investigation, 3 we mentioned specifically are not. That's the most information we can give out today without compromising the status of the investigation. The public should know we're serious. We are. We're not taking this lightly. And again, we will spare no expense, resource, or effort to bring to justice any person or persons involved in causing these fires. Any other questions for myself or anybody here?
Can I ask you off topic?
Not relating to the fires. I'll be available after this.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Good job, Mr. Mayor.